I can't find words when I try to speak English fluently. This is a common and frequent complaint made by many of us. In this video, I am going to offer 8 practical tips on how you can deal with this problem and you don't struggle to find words as you speak, and how you can speak English fluently. Number 1. Activate passive vocabulary. And what is passive vocabulary? Passive vocabularies are your stock of words that you are aware of, but you can't use them when you speak. You can't use them when you write. So you don't find words mainly because you have a poor stock of active vocabulary. Imagine you know 10,000 English words, but when you speak and write, you can't use more than 2,000 and 3,000 words. What about the other 7,000 words? They are your passive vocabulary. What can you do? Wait. What can we do? What you can do is you can activate your passive vocabulary. So how can you activate? Try to use the word as you speak and write. By means of using the passive vocabularies more and more, you will activate your passive vocabularies. And remember, writing is one of the best ways to activate your passive vocabulary. Number 2, you don't accept the reality. You are a bit ambitious. You have to accept the reality. Well, you try to sound like a great speaker on the first day. As a result, you push yourself hard. Because of being too much ambitious and pushing yourself too hard, your brain cannot come up with words and ideas. You become nervous. When you are nervous, it's quite normal that you will not be able to speak English fluently. Number 3, you don't write in English. You do not have the habit of writing in English. Rest assured, if you write in English, your ability to organize words and sentences and structures of sentences will be enhanced. Remember, the process of writing is similar to that of speaking, because both speaking and writing are two productive language skills. On the other hand, listening and reading are two receptive language skills, because when you write, you actually produce something. When you speak, you actually produce something. On the other hand, when you listen, you receive something. When you read, you receive something. So if you practice writing more and more, you will be used to organizing ideas, and eventually you will become more and more fluent in speaking as well. When you write, your ideas are organized. This ability of organization in writing will boost your ability to organize your speeches. Number 4, know your audience and purpose. Remember, when you know your audience, whom you are talking to, and your purpose, why you are talking, your brain will find it easy to organize ideas, and you will not struggle to find words and ideas. You will automatically be more fluent in spoken English. When we write, we usually have purposes. For example, sometimes we write to inform, sometimes we write to entertain, sometimes we write to convince people to do something. Similarly, when you speak, you should have a purpose. And if you know your purpose, you will find it quite easy to organize your ideas. Number 5, you're afraid, and that is why you can't find words as you try to speak English fluently. It's quite okay to be nervous and fearful at the beginning stage of learning to speak English fluently. But through the passage of time, your confidence will grow and you will learn from your mistakes. And you can apply one strategy shared by Mel Robbins. A simple trick from Mel Robbins, the American motivational speaker and the author of 5-Second Rule. Whenever she is fearful, she says to herself, I'm excited to go out there and share my 5-second rule with such a huge number of people.
I gotta tell you, my heart is racing. My armpits are sweating. I have the exact same physiological feeling as when I'm afraid, but I'm not afraid. I'm excited. Excitement and fear is the exact same thing in your body. It's just what your brain calls it.
I'm excited to talk to these people. She claimed that it sends a message to her brain and her fear is transformed into excitement. Number 6, think in English. Whenever you try to speak in English, you tend to think in your mother tongue, and then you try to translate your ideas into English. This is why you can't find words. If you'd love to learn how to think in English, watch this video on my channel. In this video, I have shared some brilliant ideas of how to think in English. Number 7, talk to speakers of other language. You are not fluent because you don't have to speak English. How can you force yourself to speak English? Here is what you can do to force yourself to speak in English. You can talk to speakers of other languages. For example, if you speak Bengali, if you try to speak in English with someone from Malaysia or Thailand or Vietnam, you will find no other option because your partner will not understand your language and neither will you understand your partner's language. both of you will be forced to speak in English. So here is an app that you can use to speak with the speakers of other language. This app is for free and it will connect you with speakers from different parts of the world. So Hello is one of them and Speakla is another one. Both of these apps are required to use. So when you speak with someone from the other part of the world in English, you are not afraid of making mistakes, and then you are not worried about what the other person will think about your English. This is how you can talk to speakers of other languages and you can force yourself to speak in English. Well, here's my final tip. Turn on the sound recorder or camera of your phone and get your speech recorded. Receive some feedback from someone or give yourself some feedback on your speech. Try to identify the areas where you struggle. Deal with your weaknesses according to the feedback. I'm sure you will become more and more fluent through the passage of time. If you follow all these tips, in 2 or 3 weeks, I hope you will be 10 times more fluent than you are now. Win your luck.